what's up everybody? This is Corey and
this is Janet.
And we're from Sirens Studios. And today we're going to talk about our trip to Florida Supercon 2014. And we're going to review it for you guys and tell you what we think and how well it went. So, Janet, you're looking pretty good there. Are you feeling ready to review this?
I am Moon.
She's Moon. For those who don't know what Florida Supercon is, a Supercon is pretty much just a con having everything for everybody. Comic books, video games, anime, manga, TV shows,
artists,
movies, whatever you want.
Anything that has a popular following, it's probably gonna show up.
Exactly. So Supercon is just for everybody. And this year, we decided to join the fun. Sirens went, we came, we conquered.
Corey and I cosplayed.
Yes, and we cosplayed. So we had a lot of fun, and we thought that this would be a good topic to review for you guys. So let's first start off with talking about events. So what did you think on that? Do you think they offered enough?
Granted, for what it is, I always complain that, you know, Florida doesn't really get that many conventions, especially here in Miami, which I don't blame them because most people don't really want to come here anyway.
Yeah.
So then it's pretty rare for us to get any good, you know, actors or anything from any fandom because, you know, if anything, they'll probably be like going to the ones up in Orlando. I've heard of a lot of big like voice actors or anything, and they go up to Orlando, and I hate it because I'm like, I can't go to Orlando. I can't afford that. So you know, I just have to go where I can. But this year it was pretty good. I mean, we got 4 people from Arrow, which has been gaining in popularity. If you don't know it, the CW show about Green Arrow. It's really good. I love it. I'm a huge fan.
Right.
I had 4 people. Actually, one of my 4 people like that I loved in the show, especially Manu Bennett, Slade Wilson, my favorite character.
That's right. So you have somebody that you like.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty big because I've been to Supercon in the past.
Right.
For some of the past years, and you know, it never really. I can't think of anyone that I would be like that before I was like super happy to go.
I would say that they did good with offering all these great events. I mean, there was a line how long? People were waiting in it almost the whole day just for a signing. I'm not sure who was signing at the time, but
I want to say maybe it could have been one of the Game of Thrones people. I feel like either the Arrow cast or the Game of Thrones people, because I think Jason Momoa went there. There
were people that were waiting the whole day, so I think that they offered enough so that it actually had hype for it, and people were interested in, I mean, to wait in line all day is ridiculous. That's
dedication.
It is dedication. So I think they did well with their events. I think they offered enough this year.
To me, better than last year's.
Yes, definitely. What did you think of the size upgrade? They went into a bigger convention hall.
I was very, very happy because I went last year, like I keep mentioning, and one of the things I kind of really hated was it was really, really crowded.
It was tiny. It was so tiny that pushing through was hard.
It wasn't so bad, but because over the years it's been gaining in popularity such that they had to move it to a bigger convention hall.
Yeah.
So like last year, it was like the lines were huge just to buy the tickets.
Yeah.
And then like inside, like everyone was like smushed together, and it was like if you're in a group, it's kind of hard because you basically have to like latch on to them, be like don't let go, and you're just like trying not to hit anybody.
It was very
like the people who go with cosplays, like the big cosplays, like it must suck for them because you know it's very hard to navigate.
Would you say that that it was comfortable for those?
Yeah, I didn't obviously it was packed, but actually I had no trouble. Like I got a little crowded at times. You're like, oh my god, where's everybody? But it was not as bad as last year.
I agree with you. I think it was much easier to move in this convention hall. I think that they had set up the hallways in a better way than they had the last time we were there. It was still cramped and it was still hard. You still had to fight your way through, but the crowds were softened because it was so much bigger. And I think that they did space it out better. So I think that it would probably be best to keep it that way because I think for those that did have very advanced cosplays, it helped them move through easier. Do you think that they had a lot of merchandise for the attendees to get at, or was it kind of strained?
No. One of my favorite things about going to the conventions is obviously they have a giant stockpile of things that you probably have to buy it online if you like it, because obviously no store is gonna sell here from like, aside from maybe Hot Topic, who'll have like that occasional, if it's really popular, they're gonna have the shirts.
Yeah.
So then it's really cool. I mean, you can buy like little jewelries, little knickknacks, like her, of course, she has her little Haicho right there. Me, I bought myself a little Zelda necklace because I love Legend of Zelda.
I also have my Haicho necklace on that I bought. So there was a lot that was offered, and there was a lot of fandom merchandise that was offered.
Yeah, so that's actually my favorite thing. I like seeing it because it's like, you're like, oh my god, it's these things from this anime, and I don't know if I would necessarily buy it, but I think that like it's a possibility that you can buy it. I like seeing them.
Yes, it was nice to see. There was even merchandise for TV shows, for movies, you know, comic books, video games, anime, manga, anything you wanted they had, and it was nice to see that. From what I remember, the last time we visited, we didn't really see many artists that were getting much attention, and there were a lot of people selling their own merchandise, selling their own art. And what do you think? Do you think that many artists that attended got the recognition that they deserved?
I think so. I don't know if it's because, sadly for me, I'll admit, I don't always focus on the artist side because I think it's cool how you always see these people, and then they draw your favorite characters, and they do it so beautiful. Like, I saw a lot of really good ones for like a lot of my favorite characters from like comics or like from a video game for like a TV show. Thing is, that's not my shtick, so I don't always tend to focus on it. So I'll kind of be like, that's really cool, and then I'll walk away and be like, a shirt, and I'll go find the shirt.
But even the shirts are made by artists, and I think that the way it was set up, it had organization to where they were able to be found out and people were able to find them. They even had their own rows in the alley. So do you think that that was beneficial to the artists?
I think so. I think it's also good, like, I guess if I want to say publicity.
It is good publicity, yes.
Because people seeing it, and then you'll wear it and you walk around, people will be like, I love that shirt, like I love that video game, or that's my favorite TV show, where did you get it? And you're like, oh, I got it from this booth at Supercon, but they actually have a website. Yeah.
So I think that Supercon did a really good job, whereas beforehand when we visited, I don't think they did a very good job, because one of our friends had actually bought artwork, but I didn't see many artists that were able to really showcase because it was so cramped.
Yeah.
So I think that it was beneficial to artists. DashCon suffered because their organization was not sufficient enough to run a con. But Supercon's been around for so long that, hey, they've been in the game much longer. Do you think that their organization was good, even in terms of moving to this bigger convention hall, or do you think that it lacked because they were so used to being in such a small space?
No, I think they're learning. I think they're growing. And I like the thing with Supercon is I think it's something that's, obviously it's gaining in popularity, which I love. Because it's getting more out there. So then when they move to the bigger convention center, I think they're doing a great job. Like, they know what they're doing. Agree. They've been at this game for quite a while. I'm not exactly sure how long Supercon has been here, but they've been at it quite a while. The only difference was they had a bigger space to work with, but they managed it. They did it really well.
They did. Yeah. And I think that they put everything in its place. Everything was where it had to be. And I think that's what counts. I think that's how the artists were able to showcase their artwork, because it was organized and you knew where to go for the artist, and you knew where to go for the merchants, you knew where to go for events, and I think that it was very well played on their part. I think they did a much better job than DashCon ever could have hoped to this year. There was a lot of indie game developers, and I think that was also very interesting. Do you think that they were able to also get publicity out so they could start their games?
I think so, yeah, because it's a growing sense, like all these indie gamers like that are now just growing in popularity, and everyone's like, oh, they're so good, because they're these talented people that sadly, they don't have all this money that other companies who had these popular games to work, so like, yeah, let's make this other game. They don't have that resource. So then I think it's cool how they're using these things as opportunities to like kind of like show people what they can do and then starting it off. Like, I think it's good publicity that
it is. Now, before we go, because we're almost done wrapping up here, what was your favorite part of Supercon this year, Janet?
Seeing the Arrow cast. I got to see these people, because I'm a huge fan of Arrow, because I love the green Arrow, so I got to see these people, and my favorite part was actually seeing Manu Bennett, who plays Slade Wilson, or Deathstroke, as you might know him. And he's actually my favorite character. He's like one of my favorite villains ever. So I was incredibly happy to see him. So I was like, that was the highlight. I was like, oh my god, I'm hearing him speak like in real person. Like, oh my god.
I think that my favorite part would have to, it's always getting to buy stuff for your favorite anime and your favorite video game and everything, but also seeing the people and seeing how it's grown, seeing all the cosplays, you know, seeing how fun it is to cosplay, because although we've done it before, it never gets any less fun. And it was just very exciting to see how much it's grown and how much this, how much I think it will grow. So I think that all in all, it was definitely worth the money for the ticket. Definitely worth showing up to. Janet, would you say so?
Yeah, worth those 2 days I went.
And I think that it will be something that Sirens will try to attend every year, as long as we can.
Yeah.
Do we wanna rate this on a number scale, or do we just want to say?
I will give it 2 paws up.
2 paws up from Janet. Ding ding. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave us a like if you like our reviews.
And if you want to see more, why don't you subscribe to us?
Subscribe. Don't forget to share this video with your friends if you really want them to see it. Grow our community. Make sure that we can get stronger every day. We are everywhere on the social medias, on the Facebooks and the Tumblrs. We might be right behind you.
We could be.
Don't look.
We're ninjas.
Don't forget, #Sirens Studios if you would like to show us anything. Nicole's always watching. She might be behind you right now.
Yeah, she's a wizard.
Watch out. Am I missing anything else?
No, you're good.
Check out our other videos. We do a lot of fun gameplay. We do a lot of cool reviews. Lots of random everything.
And keep an eye on us in the future, because we will be growing. Just like Supercon, we will be growing.
We will be growing. So thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. We'll see you later. Bye.